Hi guys, this is gonna be another twin flame reading. It's a bit of like a movie channeling. I'll get into what the story and what I'm talking about before the reading. But yeah, quick disclaimer, like I always say, readings are fun, readings are informative, but it's only a fraction of what truly matters, or what is at play here. So first I wanted to say, this is sort of like, all of my readings sort of tie in. It's really funny how that works, because the last twin flame reading I did revolved around leaving your old life behind. Even leaving behind your counterpart. And all the 3D stuff I'm about to talk about with the movie and everything. Obviously I'm just saying that to be informative, like it's the truth, but also it also doesn't really matter. But yeah, same thing with my disclaimer, right? Okay, anyway. The movie I chose, or what I've been getting for the past 2 weeks, is Tarzan. And I feel like, especially with Tarzan, that really ties in with Soul Tribe, Divine Feminine. You're going into a completely new direction. Something about curiosity, travel, leaving behind your old life, leaving behind people. Because the universe blessed you with better options. And also, if you're seeing 666 and 555 still, like I have, that's all the more confirmation, because 555 is major changes. The universe is about to start giving back to you. Remember I got giving and receiving? Because you were always giving without expecting anything returned. You were always open to receive what the universe wants to give back to you. Like what's for your highest good. And then 6 comes right after 5, and 666 is amplified. It's like restored harmony. Restored harmony that was lost. 5 is usually chaos, conflict. Doesn't have to be, but it's usually what it is in tarot. Like 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. It's like feeling left out in the cold. Dark Night of the Soul, or Dark Night of the Ego is what I like to call it, because awakening is really just you shedding your ego. But yeah, I'm still getting those sequences, and I'm not even actively looking for it, and that's what's so funny to me, because you can't make this shit up. It's not a coincidence. Major changes at play here. I also got something with half the reason I chose Tarzan was because I've been getting, you know that song on the soundtrack by Phil Collins called Strangers Like Me? I want to know the strangers like me. And then in the movie that played when they were sort of introducing Tarzan to his true culture. Obviously he's human, they're both human, but it's imagine being a certain race and not knowing the traditions, the celebrations, the values behind it. You don't even know who you are. Think of it as that, but in a spiritual way. Jane sort of came in and introduced into a whole new world, essentially, as he did her. I also wanted to bring up that I just started writing this down like crazy. This happened with my You Are the Sun, You Are the Rain reading. I had to write shit down because it was so much stuff coming to me at once, and I was like, okay, time to get writing here. But anyway, what was I getting at? With Tarzan, obviously, this came to me, he was raised on survival. He grew up in the, what am I trying to say? He grew up in the jungle. Crazy shit, survival. He wasn't raised by humans. He was raised on survival. And then Jane was sort of the opposite, always traveling places. She was very intrigued by gorillas and animals. She had her own notebook, and so she's there to learn too. if you think about it. And remember how I said in my last reading, I got the Three of Wands and the Two of Wands? I keep getting those as well. It's all about travel, taking the opportunity. The world is at your fingertips. That's what I just got. But it's so true. Like, Tarzan is the epitome of, like, soul tribes, soul contracts, twin flames, soulmates. I just get that vibe with that movie. And I knew there was a reason I felt guided to use that one for today. But anyway, yeah, Jane was the opposite. She seemed a bit more, what's the word, prima donna, kind of like that. And she had more experience, more life experience. She traveled a lot. She was there to find information on animals, as I believe. And she stumbled across him in that one scene where they're touching hands as if they just discovered themselves, like, so different but yet the same, like yin and yang. And that one part where he's, like, poking at her and she's like, okay, get off me. Don't touch me. But yeah, and it's not, of course, like, remember how I said this is 3D stuff, like, what I'm talking about doesn't really matter as you go on, but it's not uncommon for twin flames to be from the opposite backgrounds, opposite races, opposite social class, because you both have something the other lacks. Like, one might be more empathetic, more emotionally driven, and then the other might be a little more fixed and stubborn. I don't see Tarzan as stubborn, but what I do see there is he was raised more on survival. He was in mostly, one spot his entire life. He was raised there. He wasn't even raised by humans. But Jane was. Jane traveled more. She had more, life experience. AKA, in what I'm talking about, spiritual experience. You're an inspiration, Divine Feminine. All of you are, seriously. But in a more indirect way, because as we know, the masculines awaken in the subconscious way. In Strangers Like Me, that song, one of the lyrics is, I want to know, can you show me, I want to know the strangers like me. Because you don't know them, but they're exactly like you, and you don't know why you're so drawn to them. It's like a long lost version of you. And as we know, twin flames are the same soul. So when one does the work, the other does too, but in a different way. Okay, let me see. I have so much here. But yeah, Jean, essentially, she had a thirst for knowledge. She was, I see the Divine Feminine as Jane, and then Tarzan is the DM, essentially. And yeah, fixed, and then mutable. And Jane's used to being all over. And and at the same time, she wasn't accustomed to the struggle. Coming to the jungle was it was an adjustment. But guess what? In the end, both of them ended up staying there because that's where they feel at home. That's home. You feel like home. I also feel like you feel like home to your DM. Remember how I said about soul tribes? I feel like a lot of you are just finding a sense of belonging somewhere. Whether that be with a new person, new journey, it's travel actually for a lot of you. A lot of you are just so curious and filled with, like, just so much curiosity and creativity, embarking on a new journey here. Sorry for the pause there. I'm sort of just looking at the information I wrote down. Oh, and one of the lyrics in the song is, "I want to know, can you show me?" It's like, can you show me? Like, how do you do that? Remember, I kept getting that in my other twin flame videos, if you've been keeping up, where I was like, your DM doesn't know how you do the things you do. Like, how does she manifest? How does she stay so calm? How is she so mutable? How does she just do things effortlessly? You're still an inspiration, is what I'm getting. Like, it's at an all-time high. He wants to be like you. But also, it's sort of in a subconscious way, because when you're doing your work, accepting what is, and going with your soul tribe, I got that specifically. Just finding your home, living by your true purpose, because you know when you're living by your true purpose. And yeah, like, I'm just gonna keep saying it. In Tarzan, obviously they're both human, but he wasn't really it's like being introduced to a culture you don't know you're a part of, but in a spiritual sense. Your DM always had that within them, but their circumstances, aka karmic situation, which could be a job, self-doubt, an actual person, they're sort of stuck, fixed. It's like that's their job to get out of it, not yours. And interestingly enough, it's sort of a paradox. Once you go on your path, like, and also, as time goes on, it's not even really about being with your person. And when you're truly on the spiritual journey, being with your counterpart is just a bonus. You won't even think about it as time goes on. So when you're on that path, that's when subconsciously they're gonna start awakening to what was already there. Does that make sense? Because you both have that in you, but obviously the divine feminine is conscious, and then DM is subconscious. Which makes sense, because usually, polar opposites here. And also, the spiritual journey, especially like when it's all said and done, it's all about finding people on your same vibration. Soul tribe. I keep getting this soul tribe vibe, especially with the movie Tarzan, because it's so true. Yeah, they may have never met. They may be from different backgrounds. Jane is more mutable. She's exploring. But they're both human. And there's still that sense of belonging, because, twin flames are the same soul. So you guys are drawn to each other without knowing why. And it's all energy, like we know. It's like a magnet. If you keep that neutral, which is resonating with your soul, accepting what is, that's when it's sort of... But at the same time, you can't do spiritual work in hopes of getting that. So that's why I was so drawn to saying, like, a new journey for Divine Feminine, finding where she belongs, because even if that's not with your DM, the universe is gonna match you up with someone that's on your same vibration, has the same values, and it's an equal give and take balance. If your DM can't give you what you want, that's fine. So you shouldn't be angry. Just, that's what it is. That's his life. There is no wrong decision, really. And maybe as you go on with your life, you will come back together with them. It's like, you really can't have expectation of one or the other. It's just live in the moment. But yeah, more of the story is, most of the movie is just them trying to understand one another. It's just so much curiosity. You and your DM are curious, but I think he's more curious of you. Because remember how I said you were just such an inspiration to people? Your spiritual work, maybe you do tarot, maybe you're just very interested in spirituality and improving yourself. becoming a better person. And it's like he's becoming a better person in a subconscious way and in a literal sense because he sees you all right. He really does. Especially if you guys sort of still have each other on social media or just in general, you still talk, keep it casual, which I recommend. It's not so bad, but there's just a sense of belonging there. And of course he feels drawn to you because you're one soul. It's like you're essentially the same person, just different egos. And the ego is the thing that wants to latch onto people, to control things, to put labels on it. Like karmic, twin flame, soulmate. That's why I refuse to like acknowledge those because does it really matter? No. Another lyric in the song too, Strangers Like Me by Phil Collins, is I see before me a new horizon. I kept saying that in previous readings, like a new horizon, leveling up. Just like this is such a major turning point. 555 is huge changes. The universe is meeting up with you. This morning, just gonna give this is a quick little thing. This morning I got the star card in the world. The star is essentially like you're connected to source. The universe you're spiritually connected is how I see it. And then the world is infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities, and you're just connected to the universe. That's how I see that combination right there. The universe is actively listening. So grasp those opportunities. What do you want? What do you want to ask for? Because this is a good time to manifest. Don't be afraid to speak into existence because now's the time to do it. Look at the sun over there. Enlightenment. Seriously. It's time to prosper. Time to learn. I feel like a lot of you have like this thirst to like embark on something new by yourself though. It's almost like you want to be independent right now. And that's perfect. So yeah, to sum it up before I get into the reading, Jane, mutable. She's a traveler. She craves knowledge. She indirectly is finding her soul tribe. And then Tarzan, he's sort of more fixed. He's only known one spot his entire life, and he wasn't raised by humans. It's like a culture you don't even know you had, but in a spiritual sense. Then they meet one another, and it's like they found home, their soul tribe. Whether that be your DM or someone new. New friends, new relationship. And then one, Tarzan, was struggle and survival. Fixed. And then DF is mutable. She sort of had a bit of an easier time there because obviously I think she had money. She has more life experience. She's traveled more. She's seen more. And she's sort of the one that teaches Tarzan in a literal sense and in a subconscious way. Because Tarzan is essentially your DM. They're not as awakened themselves yet, but it's like something's different this time around. I got something in that one sun reading I did. I don't want it to sound the same, but like it's as if this is all tying together. Most of my readings, it's like following a story. I wouldn't be surprised if the next twin flame reading I did was following this. But yeah, I kept getting that. I was like, okay, I'm either gonna do another song channeling, which I already have that idea in mind, but then randomly I got this download and they're like, no, do Tarzan, because I had that idea too. And then I just started writing, and I was like, yeah, this totally resonates with the twin flame journey and your soul tribe. So I call it the soul tribe journey. Honestly, divine feminines, like a lot of you are about to find them, find your place, and I guess we'll see what that is. And I feel like you're gonna end up staying wherever that is, like Jane did with Tarzan at the end of the movie. Okay, I'm gonna use this deck. I'm gonna use Oracle first. I'm using the ones I felt guided to today. Not really feeling the other ones. I don't know why. It's just a really weird day. So let's see. What do we get here? What's going on? Beloved one, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Yep. You guys are constantly being worked on. Divine timing is at play. You guys are both always learning. Just something about learning. A thirst for knowledge. You both are just... It's like finding yourself. Who am I? Who am I outside of this connection? Who am I without being attached to things and being codependent? Who am I? At the core. If that makes sense. Let's see what else we get. And this also reminds me again of Tarzan discovering his soul tribe, like the people like him. He's human, but he didn't know anything about what humans do, his own culture, his family even. He didn't find out anything about his family until his gorilla mom told him. Like, who am I? Like, remember that one scene, he was looking in the reflection, and he felt so misunderstood because, well, obviously, because you're human, and you're sort of grew up with gorillas and animals, and he thought he was sort of just didn't belong there, even though he was raised there. I feel like that resonates with your DM too. They never really felt like... This is gonna sound really weird. Like, they never felt like they really belonged growing up. Whether they were bullied, they were always just a little different, but in a good way. And people ignore... I just got that one quote from Beetlejuice. People ignore the strange and the unusual, but I am the strange and the unusual. So I think he was just very different growing up. He had trouble, relating to other kids or something. That could be a reality for you too, Divine Feminine. Just not really feeling like you belong anywhere. That also reminds me of Jane and her father when they came with Clayton, and Clayton was more of like just the epitome of toxic masculinity, always wanting to take charge. He wanted to harm the animals, take them for money or profit, I think. While Jane and her dad were quite the opposite. They were trying to help. They weren't like where they were raised. It's like, who am I? Twins also trigger each other. When you meet, it's like it's a very curious energy. Remember that one scene where they're touching their hands together? It's like, I know you, but at the same time, I'm so uncomfortable right now. Like, I have so much to learn. So much to learn. Like, who am I at the core? And it's just like, who am I? I keep hearing that. Spiritual understanding. Can't even make this shit up. I am bringing you information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. I feel like that's your DM. Remember how I said he's being worked on? I feel like he's getting a new interest in spiritual things, whether that be meditation, law of attraction, learning about manifesting. I suppose this as like energy balancing out. Look at that. Oh, it only shows when I do it like that. It's like everything's connected. Yeah, you're always connected to source. Remember how I just said I got the world and the star this morning? I see that as how, like, referencing I'm always connected to the divine, I guess. The universe. The universe hears you. The universe understands. You guys are both learning spiritual understanding. It's like a new spiritual understanding for a culture you've never quite discovered yet. But that's more so your DM. Because DF, you're on top of your shit. Hope you're doing your work and finding your soul tribe. Okay, let's get one more here. I got this card before in another reading. Sensitivity. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. I see this as the DF is usually the more emotionally expressive one, more in tune with her emotions, and the DM is sort of, as we know, more fixed, not as open to what this is yet. But it's like he's stepping into your energy sort of a bit now. He's very in tune with his emotions right now. He misses you. He thinks about you a lot, believe it or not. It's like he's honoring his feelings as well. You know how some guys are just sort of, they see it as weakness. Something about seeing it as weakness. I feel like he used to, but it's like he's honoring those right now. Honoring himself is what I just got. Stepping into your power. Who am I at the core? Because he still needs to find himself before he can truly love another person. That's what I just got, and it's so true. Obviously, everyone has their own issues. Doesn't mean you can't be loved or love anyone if you have issues. But it's like, you have to know who you are. You have to know where you belong. It has to be like a vibrational match. Because the universe never makes mistakes, and the universe will send you someone on your same frequency. And you know that, Divine Feminine. You understand that's how it sort of works. And you're onto better things. You're onto amazing things. It's different for everybody, but I think this may very well be traveling, moving to a different area where you don't know anyone. It's kind of a brand new, wow. Just so much curiosity, a thirst for knowledge. I'm just gonna keep saying that because you both are learning. But obviously, Divine Feminine, you're a little bit ahead. But yeah, spirituality isn't really a game, like who's more spiritual than the other. No. It's just about finding inner peace, and you're doing that and more. What's going on with, how is Divine Masculine viewing the feminine right now? What's going on? Let's see. It's coming. Oh, that came out right at the end. How is he viewing? Aw. 5. Yeah, 5 of Cups. Remember how I said I got 5? 5s can be chaos, loss, changes, crying over spilled milk. So how he's viewing you is, he views you as a missed opportunity. It's like I said, too late. What I'm getting strongly is, you know how years from now someone looks back and they just regret not taking the opportunity they were given. Either they didn't have the confidence, they didn't know who they were. Because when someone has a lack of identity, they don't know where they belong, they haven't really awakened that much yet. It's like they don't know what to do with a genuine person. It's like you're the one they've prayed for, you're the one they need, but at the same time it's like when it came, it's like, oh shit. You just lost the opportunity because you didn't know what to do with it. It's like someone's really scared of missing opportunity or regretting it later. I mean, no shit. You guys are the same soul. You guys feel at home with one another. Kind of like Tarzan and Jane. How else is he viewing Divine Feminine? Also, I think this represents, see, there's still 2 cups standing. This isn't over. He knows he has the chance to become a better person, to try this again. But I think right now he's sort of being a little pessimistic. Like, damn, look at all these times I sort of messed this up. Wow. Yeah, he's definitely in his emotions a little bit here. And that's good because that shows you're doing your work, Divine Feminine. He's looking at things from the core. Like he's really diving deep into like his deepest insecurities. How do I fix this? How do I become who I want to be? Because it's sure as hell not this. He's still learning. How else does he view Divine Feminine right now? Oh shit. I see that. I just got, he views you as you're brave. You're taking life by the sword and you're just conquering. Look, I just got you are a queen. He views you as like I just got manifestation queen. I don't know, like he sees you, like I got this in another video, he sees you going places and that makes him nervous because it's like you're going down a completely different path. You have the power. You literally you're in your spiritual power, you living your truth is what I just got. You're not afraid to be yourself. But I think he is. He's just now awakening to who he really is. And he's like, will people accept me? Will they accept me if I just be myself? I feel like that's with you too. Obviously the surface stuff in the past doesn't matter. But remember how I said he didn't feel like he belonged growing up? Like, he was either bullied or maybe girls didn't take him seriously because he was a nice guy. I don't know, but like, I'm just getting something around that. He's missed out on a lot because he doesn't know who he is, and maybe he lacked a parental figure. Maybe he lacked just love in general. I don't know. But at the same time, it's not like that matters. What matters is moving forward. A lot of people have been through shit. A lot of people have been bullied, but does that mean you harp on the past? No. It's time to live in your truth. And also, Divine Feminine, remember I said something about soul tribe? You're living in your truth. You're finding where you belong. You feel so powerful. I think you're about to find either people with the same interests as you or just a very nice friend group. People that are as spiritually inclined as you. People that also live in their truth. People that are honest people. Not people that want to sabotage you. Not people that want to just strip you of your energy. Like people did in the past, which is a sad reality for a lot of you. Because a lot of people just want to take advantage. But I don't see that here. Look at you, Queen of Wands. I also see this as the public eye. People see you. People notice. There's just you're good at whatever you do. This is like a profession. You put a lot of thought and passion into it. People see it. Something you do. I feel like I'm talking to a lot of creatives as well. And this group, this truth you're standing in, could be maybe a group of artist friends. I also see this as like a paintbrush. It's like I'm creating my own life. I'm starting from a blank canvas. And people see that. Like a sunflower, sunshine, got you are the sun, you are the rain. I get such a spring vibe off of this. So maybe this spring and the summer you're gonna be just living in the moment, having fun, spending time with friends that stand in their truth too, just as much as you. Look, she's wearing a crown. Look, crown on the sword and crown on her head. This is also, I feel like this is aces are new beginnings, a newfound, like, I just got newfound truth. You're just taking life by the sword. You're very brave. I just get this bravery. I feel like you can take on the world. Remember I got the 3 of Wands in the last reading? You're manifesting a new life, but without certain people. Yeah, quite possibly without your DM. And that worries them. It's like, damn, look at all these missed opportunities. I can't even pluck up the courage to say something because I don't know who I am like you do. This is also where divine timing comes into play, because there's a reason, as cliche as it sounds, that you're not with certain people right now. It has nothing to do with you not being enough or not being pretty enough. It has to do with them being worked on. They're being helped. They're being guided. Oh, and this is how your DM views you. He views you as the Queen of Wands. Very sexy, very beautiful, very in her power. Just a creatress of all kinds is what I just got. He views you as very creative. And look at the black cat there. I view that as independence. You are very independent. Divine feminine. That's also, it's like, it's intimidating and also intriguing at the same time. Because believe it or not, you still do intrigue them a lot. It's like, how can I even keep up with her? It's like you're constantly moving up in life. Could quite possibly be moving in a literal sense. I don't know why I just got this. You're very intimidating, like black cat. I guess got something around scary. It's like scared to approach you. People see you, but it's like you're very intimidating. They're scared to approach you because you're so on this like this queen energy. Very fiery, like don't fuck with me because I'm a new person. I'm onto new things. I'm in control of my own destiny. How else does DM view the DF? Let's see. And we're gonna wrap. The Emperor. Remember how he just said something about control? It's like he's viewing you as a guy. You're in this very, like kind of like a masculine energy, but Twin Flame Journey is just energy. It's not about labels, but in general, you're just in a very masculine vibration, I guess. You're just, look at him. He's serious. He looks angry too. He's like, I feel like that's how he views you, just very serious, very angry. It's like, you're not gonna put up with bullshit, or they're gonna get the sword. I also see this as you too. He's finding out who he is. He's in his masculine power. It's like two counterparts here. I also just got like he wants to take care of you. Like maybe if you guys do cross paths again, like later on, It's like he wants to be the caretaker. I also see this. This is like Jane, and then this is Tarzan. Tarzan was raised in survival. He was he had muscles. He was like ready to take on anything because he was raised in the jungle. The jungle is very crazy, animalistic. Maybe your DM was even he grew up in like the city area. Because this isn't a movie that he wasn't actually in the jungle, but maybe just a very chaotic, maybe even abusive environment, and that made him. It's gonna make him stronger. Because when you focus on moving forward instead of just being in a victim like mentality, like I've been through so much I didn't deserve it. Yeah, maybe not. A lot of us didn't deserve things, but what we do deserve is power and control over what we can do now. Become better people. Prospering in our own careers, in our own spirituality. You, Divine Feminine, aka Jane and Tarzan, you're here to create, to explore. Just got to uncover things. Yeah, for sure. To explore the world. So I swear, a lot of you are traveling. If not now, soon. I'm gonna get a few Kipper cards and I'm gonna wrap this up. But yeah, hold on, before I do that. Yeah, Jane meets Tarzan. Remember they put their hand together in that one scene? And it's sort of like a moment. It's like that's her and that's him. He was so curious and like aggressive a little bit. Because he was raised by gorillas, and then she's over here like all dainty. Let's see, just get a few cards to wrap this up. We have expectation. Thoughts. Oh my god, all the cards are spilling. We have expectation, thoughts, and main female. That's you, Divine Feminine. It kind of looks like Jane too in a way. She's holding a rose. You're the main. I just got the main female in their life. It's true though. He really does love you. He's thinking of you. Remember how I said he's thinking of you? He's really like owning his emotions right now. And this is like my muse card. Look at the paintbrush. She's in the back of his mind always. You're actively inspiring your DM. You really are. Inspiring him to find out who he is. To find that power within him that was always there, but he just hasn't quite discovered it yet. Like Tarzan. It's like being a part of a culture you don't know you're a part of, but in a spiritual sense. Think of it as that. Obviously, Divine Feminine, you're more curious, you have a little more spiritual experience is what I like to call it, because you awakened first, but you have more influence on him than you know. You're the creatress of all kinds. You're smart. You're independent. Probably gonna be traveling soon. People see it. People see you. It's like, I just got people know you're onto better things. Not even just your DM, just the public. Oh my god. The public eye. Yeah, you're definitely onto fast things. Just the public eye. There's something around social media. Whatever you do, keep doing it. Which I think has something to do with like the creative field. Sunflowers, sunshine, illumination. Wow. And then here we have expectation. I see that as you, Divine Feminine, you're dropping expectation. You don't even expect them to give to you anymore because you gave up after you weren't really receiving. You know it. You know relationships have to be balanced. Same vibration, soul tribe. You know it has to be an equal give and take. And it's okay if someone can give that to you, but you're going to find your true home. Because I also just got higher expectations. You know there's better for you. You know the universe has better for you. 2 of Wands energy. Curiosity, wonder, travel. Finding out who you are at the core. And like I said in other readings, I feel like a lot of you just got started on a new hobby, or you're trying to make a hobby a career. You're actively, it's like the beginning of something new. It's actually good you're not with your counterpart right now, because it's like you both need to be worked on, as cliche as that sounds. Wow, it's at the bottom of the deck here. Oh yeah, I wasn't going to show that, but coffin. Not a literal death. It's transformation. In a reading I did for someone else, I pointed at the flower. I was really drawn to that, as I am again. It's like growth. Growing from the ashes. Becoming new people. Actively being worked on, and that's why you're not together, because you're not really a match. And like I said, the twin flame journey is not really about being with them. It's about finding out who you are, essentially. Inner peace. True spiritual journey, which means living life as you normally would, accepting what is, and following your true purpose. And I see you doing that, Queen of Wands, aka Divine Feminine, aka Jane from Tarzan. It's true. You're just a straight up thirst for knowledge, finding the people that make you feel good. You belong there. Equal give and take. People that are stepping into their own spiritual truth, because that's where you belong. You don't belong with people that are codependent, trying to control you. And it's got rain on your parade. Yeah, you're not letting anyone rain on your parade because you're a sunflower. You're independent. You're actively creating a new life. Which I think is quite literally like, this is a new job idea. Like a lot of you, just a new job idea, like you're trying to make your hobby a job. I see it working out for you greatly. And speaking of creating, so is he. You're an inspiration. Another lyric in the Strangers Like Me from the soundtrack for Tarzan is, why do I want to be so close to her? Why do I why do I want to follow in her footsteps? Like, I want to be like her because I was her all along. It's just in a more subconscious way. I still need to awaken to myself. It's like I said, who am I outside of this connection? So to sum this up, Divine Feminine is finding her soul tribe. She's finding where she belongs. She's doing her work, which I'm so proud of you guys, seriously. And then Divine Masculine is trying to find out who he is. And believe it or not, you're an inspiration in a subconscious way, and a little in a conscious way. Like, he really respects you, believe it or not. He really does. You're always in the back of his mind, especially now. But I don't care how the surface looks. Look at him. He's even curious. It's like he finds out something new about you every day. How do you do it, Divine Feminine? I don't know. Maybe it's because you're a queen. And you know how to create for yourself. You're independent. And you might even be going on this journey alone, but that's okay. Okay guys, that's the end of this reading. I hope you liked it. Please give this video a like, thumbs up, subscribe. If you would like a personal reading, that info is below. Hope you liked my little movie channeling. Hope that makes sense. Made sense. Because sometimes I get overwhelmed and like I'm on like a emotional info overload here. So hope that made sense. Hope you enjoyed that little movie channeling for Twin Flames. Just keep growing. Keep creating. Keep inspiring people. 'Cause you're sure inspiring your counterpart. Bye guys.